Islam Makhachev, the UFC lightweight champion, is getting ready for his fourth title defense when he takes on Arman Tsarukyan in the main event of UFC 311 on January 18th in Los Angeles. This rematch comes after their April 2019 fight, in which Makhachev prevailed by unanimous decision. In spite of the loss, he was a strong opponent who kept the bout interesting. Tsarukyan made his UFC debut on short notice. Arman has made great progress since then, winning 9 of his last 10 fights and earned the opportunity to exact revenge for his loss. Makhachev has recognized Arman's development since their first battle, pointing out that although he has more experience, his abilities haven't altered much. Islam noted that while Arman has triumphed over opponents with weak wrestling skills, he falters against opponents with high wrestling skills, like Makhachev or Mataj Gamrot. In 2022, Saran lost only to Gamrot in an exciting 5-round bout that many regarded as one of the year's top bouts. Though Arman is frequently considered one of Islam's most formidable UFC opponents, his reputation held up well in spite of the loss, as he continued to defeat elite competitors like Charles Oliva and Beneil Dariush, extending his winning streak to 4. Islam disputes this, stating that the most difficult fight of his career was his UFC 284 matchup with former featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski. Makhachev admitted that Tsarukyan was a difficult fight, but the intensity of his battle with Vol exceeded it, with his heart rate exceeding 200 during the bout. He also acknowledged that he might have underestimated Arman the first time around, because of the short-notice nature of the fight and his lack of recognition at the time. Islam stated that he has been closely studying Tsarukyan's matches ever since. He cited instances in Arman's fight with Ola, where the Brazilian nearly defeated him with submissions like triangle chokes and guillotine. Makhachev is certain that he can take advantage of similar opportunities and get a finish if he sees them in the rematch. According to Khabib Nurmagomedov, Miab Deals 5 is unable to handle the demands of becoming a UFC champion. Next month, Khabib hopes to lead Umar Nurov, a vital part of his team, to a championship victory against Mayab Dvalishvili. Meb is scheduled to defend his bantamweight title for the first time since winning the gold in September and securing his reign by defeating Shaumali at the arena. Deals must take on an unbeaten competitor, Umar. Despite Umar's thrilling 5-round victory over Corey Sandhagen, Meb had previously minimized Umar's title hopes, calling him undeserving of the chance. But the UFC's decision-makers had a different idea, and as the fight gets closer, they decided to schedule the fight for UFC 311 on January 18th. Additional, Rob is getting more and more frustrated, as evidenced by his recent press appearance in Las Vegas. In an Instagram interview posted by Red Corner MMA, Khabib discussed Meb's lingering resentment over Umar receiving the title chance. In response to allegations that Umar's title shot was a favor because of their family connection, Khabib questioned whether Dali was really prepared for the pressure that comes with being champion. He pointed out that while Mayab began his career on a positive note, he struggled to handle the transition to champion. He then emphasized the need to handle the changes that come with being a champion. Khabib made it apparent that Umar deserved to be there. He emphasized Umar's perfect record of 18-0 in mixed martial arts and 6-0 in the UFC, saying that his accomplishments, not his family, are what earned him the championship. Khabib added that Umar is committed to creating his own legacy, and that on January 18th, he will show Miab Deals why he is anxious. Alex Pereira is humbled by Ilia Topuria at the gym. Gas Al-Ghassan Alf, a Dastani MMA coach who works at one of the largest gyms in Dagestan, was interviewed by Russian MMA reporter Usha earlier this week. The coach disclosed that he and the UFC featherweight have worked out together, champion Topuria Ilia. According to the coach, Ilia shocked everyone by sparring not just with other featherweights but also with the larger men when he came to their facility. His bones are robust and quite thick. He has a very strong back, hips, and legs. He uses his powerful legs to produce strength for his punch, which is why he smashes so hard. He is a heavy lifter. I have previously discussed this. I've watched him do it. He hits hard because he pulls ridiculously huge weights. If he ever throws one of those blows to someone's head, they will undoubtedly fall asleep or at the very least wobble, as I have always stated. Alex was clearly feeling the blows when I watched him play around with Pereira. He is 100% capable of wobbling anyone on the planet. I'm confident in saying that anyone who thinks that because of his size, he can't hit hard is wrong. There will be many thrilling battles in the Matador's future. A fascinating clash of styles would ensue from a lightweight bout with Charles Oliveira. Toria's knockout power, supported by top-tier BJJ, contrasts with Oliveira's superior jiu-jitsu and unconventional striking. Although, Ola's submission game is always a threat. Ilya might easily end the bout if he can maintain its standing. El Matador's wrestling defense would thereafter be put to the test in a matchup at featherweight against the unbeaten Mor Evloev. Although Toria is unrelenting, Moser's superb grappling and aggressive wrestling style may turn this into a high-stakes matchup. In a recent interview with Lucky Block, Michael Chandler expressed interest in taking on Paddy Pimblett. Chandler said, "I have a lot of respect for Paddy Pimblett, and if Conor doesn't return in the first half of 2025, I will be fighting someone else. There are other fights that I'm interested in, and my legacy is not tied to fighting Conor. I still have a lot of tread left on the tires and a lot of big fights to come. We get along well, and I've been known to congratulate him after defeating Tony Ferguson. We get along well, but if we are pitted against one another, the intention is obviously to go out there and hurt each other. Paddy versus myself will happen eventually, though I'm not sure when, but it's a fight that interests me and would be entertaining for the fans. It will undoubtedly happen, and it would be huge," he added. Chandler thinks there is a 50-50 probability that Conor McGregor will make a UFC comeback, even if they might never face off in the octagon. Given that McGregor has been out of competition for more than 3 years, Chandler will surely continue to be associated with him for the remainder of their careers. Iron, given the current reports of a possible fight with Paul, Mike believes it's unclear if McGregor will make a comeback. "I now have a 50-50 chance of Conor McGregor returning to the UFC. That is what I expect. And you are speaking with a man who had guarantees behind the scenes that he will return." Chandler stated, "It felt great to witness Colby Covington bleed and suffer after losing to Buckley at UFC Tampa, but Bal Muhammad doesn't think he has much left in his career." Muhammad told SiriusXM's MMA, "I was just hoping that the doctor would be a little more forgiving, because now that you've opened the door for K-Bye to make excuses, he's already coming out with them, bro. You're literally getting pieced up in every way possible. You lost the grappling, the striking, the kickboxing, and even the walkout because you tore your shirt before you even went outside. You looked foolish doing that. Once people realize that he's not who they thought he was, they put him on this pedestal of, oh man, he's the cardio king, he's this, he's that. These new guys now where we're studying, we're seeing stuff. There are now better athletes, better people, and sharper guys who are seeing all of this. But Paddy still throws fucking punches. Then he takes his dumb shot, pushes to the fence, and tries to take you down. Thank you for viewing. Remember to sign up for daily MMA news.